Hi everyone, it's Mr. Kiyomi. How are you doing today? I wanted to work on the extra credit question, which I said I'll give you a jolly rancher for. Probably going to convert it to extra points instead of a jolly rancher because I'm not sure when I will see you again. But remember the question from last Friday said, a train leaves Baltimore heading towards Lake Forest at 75 miles per hour. 6 hours later, a second train leaves Baltimore towards Lake Forest at 90 miles per hour. When will the second train pass the first train? Okay, so to do this problem, I'm going to use the distance formula, which is the rate times the time is equal to distance. Rate times time is equal to distance. So if I was going 60 miles per hour for 3 hours, 60 times 3, that would be a distance of 180 miles. Okay, so the first hour I'd go 60 miles, second hour I'd go 120 hours, 120 miles, third hour would be 180 miles. So this is the formula I'm going to use to solve this problem. And I'm going to set up a distance for each train, the first train and the second train. So train number 1 and train number 2. And I'm going to do the second train first because it's going to turn out to be a little bit easier. We'll go back to the first train. So the second train, remember, was going 90 miles per hour. So that's my rate. And it went that fast for X hours. X stands for the number of hours that the train was going 90 miles per hour. Okay. Now, the first train was going 75 miles per hour times X hours. But this X over here is the time that started when the second train left. Okay. So time starts when the second train leaves. And remember that the first train had a little bit of a head start. So we have to figure out what was that head start it had before the time started. And remember, it did 75 miles per hour for 6 hours. So we're going to use that distance formula to get the head start over here. It's traveling at a rate of 75 miles per hour for 6 hours. So I'm going to add that together. And here is the distance of the first train. Now, when are these two distances equal to each other? So what does X have to be so that train 1 and train 2 are both the same distance away from Baltimore? Okay, let's solve for X. Let's multiply 75 times 6, which is 450. So I get 75x plus 450 is equal to 90x. Let's subtract 75x from both sides, minus 75x. 75x minus 75x is 0, plus 450 is 450. 90x minus 75x comes out to 15x. Now let's just divide by 15 on both sides. Divide by 15. 15x divided by 15 is x. 450 divided by 15 is 30. So in 30 hours, both trains will be the same distance away from Baltimore. And after 30 hours, that's when train 2 should pass it. Now, there's a little bit of a problem with this. It's kind of a trick question because in 30 hours, the train 2 will be 90 times 30, which is 270 miles away from Baltimore. And train 1 will be 75 times 30, which was 2,250 plus 450. That's also 2,700 miles away from Baltimore. But Baltimore is only 2,645.4 miles away from Lake Forest. So the train will never be 2,700 miles away from Baltimore because it's too close of a distance. So the real answer is never. So it's kind of a trick question. So, but I'll give you credit for 30, and I'll give you extra credit if you did the research and you said never, and you said because it'll never get to 2,700 miles away. All right, that is your answer. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.